What's up everybody, it's Sean here today to give you guys a review of the Nike Air Max 95 Quick Strike from the Anatomy of Air collection in this Flesh colorway. So the Air Max 95 is one of the most iconic Nike sneakers of all time and one of the greatest Air Max designs ever made. Designed by Sergio Lozano, it was such a departure from previous Air Max designs, and in his design he drew inspiration from the anatomy of the human body. So for this Anatomy of Air pack, which consists of this pair, which is flesh or muscle, along with a bone-inspired pair, this takes a much more literal approach by adopting colorways that are actually inspired by components of the human body. So this pack released on July 28th for a price I believe of $180 US, and they were $235 here in Canada. And the official colorway for this shoe is Team Red, Summit White, and University Red. And I managed to buy this pair over at the Closet Inc. So the Closet Inc. is my go-to spot for Jordan retros and Nike releases, and they're independently owned and operated right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. So if you guys want to support an independent shop, I'll link their social media, their website, along with their mobile app as well. So be sure to check them out, show them some support, and be sure to tell them I sent you. So first off, here's a quick look at the box, and because this is technically a Quick Strike release, this comes in a black-based Nike box with Nike branding on the top instead of the typical red-based Nike sportswear box. As for the shoes themselves, these are definitely one of the most creative colorways I've seen on the Air Max 95. And when I first saw the product images of this pair online, it really caught my attention and I really wanted to check them out in person. So taking a deep dive into the details, starting things off with the front toe cap, we have this arrow-shaped overlay of gray suede, and if you look closely, we have a more detailed and refined stitching which cuts across horizontally on the suede itself, which is supposed to give the upper of the shoe more of the look of muscle fibers. Covering the side panels of the shoe, done in this flowing fashion. As with most Air Max 95s, the colors here are done in this gradient style, where it goes from a deep red at the very bottom, and it slowly transitions its way upwards, turning into white. So these side panels are constructed in what feels like a synthetic suede, and just like the front toe cap, we also have stitching that cuts across these panels, once again inspired by muscle fibers. And then pressed on the lateral side of the shoe, here we have one of the few Nike swooshes that's visible on this pair, and this is pressed in the shiny white color. Moving upwards towards the eyelets, so the eyelets here are constructed out of a textured cream-colored nylon, which resembles the look of tendon. And underneath the eyelets, we have a very soft white-colored suede. Turning our attention to the back of the shoe, here we have a layer of this cream-colored reflective 3M, and at the very top we have Nike Air branding painted in black. As for the laces, so these come with these rope-style laces, but unlike the normal laces that come with Air Max 95s, these laces have more of a twisted look to it, and they also come with these pink-colored lace tips, which was a nice added touch. As for the tongue, so the laces intertwine through this overlay on the bottom, which is once again constructed out of a cream-colored reflective 3M. Underneath this, we have a mesh-style tongue, which is a very open style to it, giving more breathability on this pair. And then the top of the tongue is constructed out of a dark red colored nylon, and we have this oval shaped Air Max patch at the top, which once again draws inspiration from the look of muscles. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe are lined in a gray colored nylon, and embroidered on the back of the tongue we have the words Anatomy of Air. As for the insoles, so these come with their standard foam lined insole. It's lined in a pink color on top, and we have Nike Air branding stamped on the heel in dark red. So the upper of the Air Max 95 sits atop this foam midsole, which is painted in this cream color, and encased within this foam, of course, we have the signature full-length air unit that the Air Max 95 is definitely known for. So on the forefoot we have these two windows, which exposes the air unit on the forefoot, and on the heel, of course, we have this larger air bubble. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is done in this translucent, yellowed or cream-colored rubber. We still have that waffle style traction pattern on the forefoot, and you can see through this rubber, which is pretty dope. And running down the bottom, we have this TPU shank plate, which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support, and the graphic here is once again inspired by the muscles of the human body. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like most of my other Air Max 95s, so I'd recommend going up a half size. So I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I wear a 10.5 in the Air Max 95. That's what I got for this pair, and they fit me nicely in a nice snug way. There's definitely no way I could have stuck true to size for this pair, but your mileage may vary whatever size you normally wear for the Air Max 95, whether that's true to size, half size up, or a full size up. I just stick with that same size for this pair because I feel like they fit like all my other 95s. Next up in terms of the comfort, so the Air Max 95, in my opinion at least for the pairs that I've owned in the past, it's definitely a shoe that needs to be broken in, and they feel a lot more comfortable over time and with more wear. So straight out of the box, the underfoot feeling is a little bit stiff. You can't really feel the air units underfoot that much. But for older pairs in my collection, for example, like the Neon Air Max 95s, those pairs I've worn a lot more. And maybe it could be just a placebo effect, but I feel like with more wear, the midsole softens up. You can feel more of the air units underfoot, and they feel that much more comfortable with time. Just don't expect anything too soft straight out of the box. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship. So first off, material quality, I thought it was okay. I wasn't totally in love with the suede that they use on the side panels. It kind of felt more like felt. But the white suede they use around the eyelets here, as well as the gray suede on the toe box, that felt pretty decent. But I do appreciate the mix of materials they gave us. It wasn't that they just slapped on a bunch of colors inspired by muscles and called it a day. They gave us those extra steps with the stitching detailing on the panels, as well as the textured eyelets and all these other things, which I thought was really dope. And in terms of the overall build and the craftsmanship, my main issue was that there was a lot of extra long threads and the stitch job just wasn't the greatest. But I just took a pair of scissors and cleaned it up myself, and after the fact, I really have no other issues to complain about. So with all that out of the way now, let me lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. Like I said in the beginning, this is a very creative take on an Air Max 95 colorway. Taking literal inspiration on this colorway from what Sergio Lozano's design was based off of, I think it's pretty genius, and I'm surprised they haven't done anything like this before. Between this one and the bone colorway, I for sure like this one a lot more. I just think this colorway really screams muscles and tendons, whereas for the bone colorway, it's still pretty nice, and I like those glow-in-the-dark touches, but I think this one really stands out more and it just seems much more creative. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think with this Air Max 95 Anatomy of Air in this flesh or muscle colorway. What are your overall thoughts on the design and the execution of this pair? And between this one and the bone pair, which of the two do you guys prefer? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at sgo8, check me out on Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. Before I end this video, another huge shout out goes out to The Closet Inc. So once again, for anyone watching from Canada, be sure to support the independent shops, and I've linked their social media, their website, all that stuff down below. So for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the continued love and support. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys all in my next review.